how long have you been participating in the JRA Best Workplaces survey, and how has your organisation fared?
We first started in 2006. We'd been open 10 months and we wanted to check our culture. And then we went in 2007. We took 2008 off and came back in 2009. The reason we took 2008 off is that in 2007 we did a full demographic part of the survey, and we had so much to work on that it was pointless going back in until we'd actually actioned a lot of that we'd done there.
We decided to participate about 5 years ago, and in our first year we came 13th, then we came 8th, 5th, 2nd, and were successful in winning it last year.
We've been in it 2 years in a row. We entered in 2008 for the first time and we got third in the medium to large category, and then last year we entered again in 2009 and we won the medium to large category.
Well, we started in 2004 and we entered in the small category in those days because of our size, and we came third in that very first time, which gave us great enthusiasm. We entered again in 2007 and then last year in 2009. So we had a little bit of a breather, but we've had three entries, and each time we've felt we've improved, and we're very motivated by it.
Well, this is our third year. We did a pilot 4 years ago and we've done for 3 years now, and there's a massive mix. We're such a large organisation. Some parts of our organisation are in the top quartile and even the top half of that top quartile, and then some are sort of average and then some below average, so we've got a work to do to bring the whole organisation up.
What prompted you to take part, and is there not always the fear of opening a can of worms?
No, we had a very definite plan around the culture and around a set of values and with the mission statement. We knew it would work, but we weren't sure how well, so we wanted to check to see what our progress was on that, and we got a few shocks. It wasn't everything we expected, but once we got over the shocks, we saw where we needed to improve and how we could do that. And we put some work in, and then in 2008, with the full demographics, we found the real meat in the sandwich that we needed to deal with.
We felt that we already had a pretty good culture and a great group of people working at Colliers, and we wanted to double the revenue. So we figured we needed to keep the good people we had and obviously attract a whole lot of new good people.
Well, I was from Flight Centre, so Flight Centre's been involved for years, so I was quite familiar with the Best Workplaces competition, and when I got involved with Barkers, it was an express aim to actually win the Best Workplaces, so that's how I knew about it, and I knew the good that it could do based on what I'd found at Flight Centre. So
I guess it was a desire to know more about how we were doing internally, and it seemed like a great tool, a mechanism, a system, a process to know how our staff were feeling about things, to be able to measure our internal performance, and it was, a relatively low-cost way to enter into doing that, and we've been very pleased with the outcome.
We've always had a history of engagement, so since 2003 we've been in the Hewitt survey, so we just moved to JRA, and before that we had staff satisfaction survey, so the culture of having a staff survey is very much embedded in part of the way we do things. It's our primary people measure and KPI where managers are remunerated against that.
So what would you say has been the main benefit to your organisation of participating?
Very simple. When we opened with 232 staff. We've grown the store over 45% in the last 5 years, and we now run it with 193 staff.
I think probably the fact that we've got through 2008 and 2009 in reasonable shape, and our revenue didn't drop off too much, certainly not as much as our competition. So I think that's probably the benefit, that through tough times our people have stayed with the company, and the results have still been pretty good.
probably the staff vibe. I mean, everyone loves being a winner. So, the staff are pretty amped about it. And obviously, when you become a best workplace, in theory, your business will improve anyway. So I think, we've had a good profit impact as well. So, recommend doing it for sure, yeah.
I think it's created a, initially, I guess people were cautious about it, but it's built enthusiasm, and I think ultimately it can really become a transformational kind of process where everybody is on board with it and participates enthusiastically. It can really transform a whole attitude of a company. But that takes, we've noticed an improvement every time we've entered in that respect, sort of from intrigue to sort of motivation to hopefully almost a transformational kind of process.
Getting that benchmark year upon year is good, where you kind of get the sense of what's going on in the organisation, but getting that, we're a very numbers driven business, so getting the number is actually quite important for us, but then obviously it's not about the number, it's what you do. So year on year we're trying to improve the action planning process and the focus groups, and so what actually we're going to do with this data rather than the number itself.
There's a lot of research pointing to the link between employee engagement and organisation performance. Have you seen any evidence of this in your organisation, and can you give me some examples?
Yeah, I guess it's really clear for us, because one of the things that we dramatically improved in our last survey in 2009 was the difference between the ambient and the totally engaged people, and we made a significant growth in that, and that also showed up in our retaining of staff. Our turnover of staff went down. Our productivity went up dramatically. So like you can see with the numbers that I told you, that significant gain there with a huge increase in business.
Well, I guess in terms of employee engagement, if someone wants to leave Colliers to go and do something else, we encourage them to do that, and they usually leave on pretty good terms. But what we've found is a whole lot of people come back. So we've got 1 out of 10 people in the company in New Zealand are what we call bounce backs. So the people have gone away to do something else, and then they've come back into the Colliers family, and they're better for their experience outside of the company, and I guess it helps the overall performance of the company going forward.
I mean, we've done things like introduce annual awards. We're about to have our 3rd annual awards, so people strive to actually be the top or to make the annual awards. So that whole recognition thing really does drive performance. In terms of the culture, it's definitely impacted on customer service, because we empower our staff to do what they need to do. So it means that we've had really good customer service as well. So yeah, so it definitely has an impact.
Well, I guess, looking at the results that we've had, we did improve from 07 to 09. We moved up. We came second in 09 in our category, which is the medium size. So, I presume that's a reflection of better engagement, better understanding. People become familiar with how the questionnaire works and the things that we're looking to get answers on. And if we see the scores going up and the results getting better, then presumably that's a sign of more engagement and more belief in what the survey is trying to uncover.
The key area of our business which shows that really nicely is the distribution centres, about 300 people in over 3 or 4 different sites, and they have got a really cleared correlation between engagement, between productivity, which is the key KPI measure, between absenteeism, health and safety, you name it, all the metrics are increasing in the same positive direction, so very strong link there.